Good day, class. Welcome to Res 11 Methods of Research. We are still here at Unit 3, writing of the Chapter 2 of your proposal on literature review. We've already talked about what is RRL, what's the importance of RRL in your Part 1, and now in Part 2 we have here how do we write the RRL. So last step in writing your RRL is to write the RRL itself or to synthesize. So this is not a simple step. This is the most difficult step actually. So I will do another video for this one for part 3 of your chapter 3 PowerPoint videos. In writing your RRL, you have three main tasks. You do the introduction, main body, and conclusion. In the introduction, you cite and present the study. So it's just an overview of your topic, issue, or theory under consideration, along with the objectives of the literature review. And then the main body, this is where your organized RRL will already uh, be placed. It's a division of works under review into themes or categories. My favorite organization method is the thematic organization because you can do chronological and traditional method within each category or within each theme. So you can put here works that support that particular position, those against, and those offering alternative approaches entirely. This is where an explanation of how each work is similar to and how it varies from others. And the last part is the conclusion wherein you restate your main argument or your topic. And this conclusion is to where your pieces are best considered in their argument and most convincing of their opinions and make the greatest contribution to the understanding and development of the area of the research. So don't forget, because most of the students just put the main body, the organized themes already. You need to put an introduction, a short introduction and conclusion within the RRL part. So the hardest part to do here is the synthesis of your main body. Remember that you will not just be putting all those RRLs, summary of RRLs, in the main body. You need to synthesize these related literature. So in the next slides, I will teach you how to synthesize these sources. So what is a synthesis and what is our main goal of writing a synthesis? So a synthesis is a discussion that draws from one or more sources. So obviously in here, the examples, all in red, you see several authors in one paragraph. So you put all together the ideas of all authors from varied sources. And in this paragraph, a researcher used a thematic approach or method in organizing its research. So here in this paragraph, it tells us about the difficulty of the students in a study, in a subject. So here, you identify the similarities and differences in the studies. So let's look at this example. However, there are factors that have been suggested to contribute to students' difficulty in understanding and applying control of variables that include developmental related requirements by Inheldler 2008, also by Kahn and Angelev in 2006. Complexity of task demands, degree of student self-directedness, and the quality of instructional supports provided to students by Ross 2008. For example, research has shown that students often do not learn to control variables without explicit instruction by Snyder et al. In 2004. The application of control of variables is inconsistent and influenced by content and the context of the problems encountered by Lawson in 2005. Dugan, Johnson, and Gott in 2006 in a review of data from the National Curriculum Council project in the United Kingdom found that students' ability to identify variables declined with complexity of the task in a study of 7th grade students' science process skills in designing an experiment. German, Aram, and Burke in 2006 found that less than half of the students' experimental designs held non-manipulated variables constant. And German et al. In 2006 hypothesized the students' performance of these science process skills was related to a variety of factors, including their comprehension of the task, etc. So you will see here the researcher identified similarities of the difficulty in understanding of students and the differences in the studies. Are two types of synthesis. We have explanatory and argument synthesis. So in these two examples, the first one is an example of an explanatory synthesis where it just explains to you what bamboo is, usually used when you are doing experimental studies. You just tell them what are the variables and or what is the plant sample, what is the method. That is explanatory synthesis. And for argument synthesis, this is used in social studies, and a lot of your proposals approve our social studies, wherein there it looks at similarities and differences of authors in a particular concept or topic. For example, here, Brent in 2017 revealed that many students perceived mole concept calculations involving chemical formulas and equations, gas laws, electronic structure, electronic configuration, and the periodic table, as well as periodic variation in atomic properties are difficult. Difficulties in these topics, as perceived among the respondents, may be attributed to the nature of the concepts, since all of these topics require abstract reasoning, analytical, and numeracy skills. These skills in general were not enhanced among the students in accordance to the findings of Agogo and Onda in 2014, as well as Samba and Eriba in 2012. So the one in blue here is the related literature, and the one in red here is the researcher's thoughts on why the students are having difficulties. So this part here does not need any citation, because it is what the researcher is saying about what the author found out. And then it is backed up with other researches and studies of other authors. Now, how do you synthesize RRL? Actually, we've already touched a bit on how we synthesize these RRLs. First is you identify the variables, again, located in your specific objectives, and draw conclusion about the findings in related literature to address the specific objectives. For example, you have here your RRL, the one in red. McConnell and Lawton in 2014 confirmed that one of the good characteristics of a high-quality biofuel should have a pH value from 8 to 9. That is from your RL, and you can put it in your conclusion that a high-quality biofuel should have a pH value from 8 to 9. Look at the specific objective. It is in line or parallel with your specific objective to determine the pH value of a high-quality biofuel. So this research literature from your RRL is very useful when you go to your results and discussion and to your conclusion. So next step is to connect the findings of the past with the findings of the present and show similarities and differences. So this is the same example as a while ago, wherein Brent in 2017 revealed that many students perceived blah 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 are difficult. So this one here is from your related source or reference. That's why it's already written, and these are already the results. That's why these are in past tense. You see the received, revealed, and perceived are already in past tense. But the one in blue here, stating that many students perceive that it is because of abstract reasoning, analytical, and numeracy skills. So this is perceived in present tense because this is your tone or author's tone. This is what you are saying at that synthesis. So this is what you actually do in the third step. The findings taken from the related literature are presented in the past tense, and the present tense form of the verbs is used in the discussion of RRL. So you will see here in the blue part, in other words, this is what you're saying as the writer of the related literature. In other words, chemistry is perceived as a difficult subject among the students. So I will be sharing 4 techniques in writing your synthesis. You can first compare and contrast, and then you can illustrate, you can summarize, and don't forget the use of cohesive devices. So first, for comparing and contrasting, we have here an example. Peter in 2009 claims that job-related stress can enhance productivity up to a certain point. There is, however, a threshold point beyond which stress becomes a harmful factor in one's productivity. On the contrary, Saunter 2010 averred that in his experience as a clinical psychologist, stresses always produce a negative effect on one's productivity. So you can see here the comparing and contrasting of what authors are saying about productivity. So next technique is illustration. In this example, you will see, by illustration, you will see several variables that can be added and can be used in discussing your results in chapter 4. Then you can also summarize. For example, here we have the theme, difficult topics in chemistry. You summarize here all what other authors are saying about difficult topics in chemistry, but you need to include your conclusion or what you think about the topic. Remember that you need to thank your references or authors. So for every idea or result that they've written in their studies, you need to cite them. But not every sentence in your RRL are cited. So that means you need to insert your own tone or what you think about what that author said about the topic that you have. And lastly, cohesive devices. Okay, what are these cohesive devices? You have at one hand, on the other hand, in addition to, in contrary, similarly, for instance, specifically, consequently, moreover, hence, and there are a lot more of cohesive devices that is in your rec and write application. I've already taught you that in the last topic that we had. I want to show you is how to not plagiarize. So do not plagiarize. Use paraphrasing tools. I've taught you already that. But I think I have not taught you how to use citing references. So we have here citing references. EndNote, RefWorks, and Papers are paid softwares for citing. That's why what I have is Mendeley. I've been using Mendeley, and this makes citing papers very easy. I will do another PowerPoint video for this one, or you can check out some YouTube videos on how to download, use your Mendeley. So no need to copy paste your citation or the bibliography of the article that you're using. And this is already connected to your Microsoft Word. So if, for example, you have this one sentence and then you want to cite this author, it will automatically put the citation and add it in your bibliography in the end of your paper. So this is very easy to use, your Mendeley. Zotero I have not used yet, but this is also free. 3 PowerPoint videos for your chapter 3. We've talked about what RRL is, what is the importance of RRL, and how do we write your RRL. That's it for chapter 2. Thanks for watching.